Hello, dear friends. Let me ask you something that many of us feel deep down, but rarely speak out loud. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why? Have you ever struggled to find the right word in the middle of a conversation? Or looked at a familiar face and felt that fleeting panic, trying to recall their name? If you're over 65, these moments might leave you wondering, is this just normal aging or something more serious? You're not alone. In fact, cognitive decline is one of the top fears among older adults in the US, even more than physical illness. But here's what I want you to know right from the start. Yes, our brains change as we age, but mental decline is not guaranteed. There's so much you can do, starting today, to keep your mind sharp, your memory clear, and your thinking strong. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. 7 science-backed strategies to help you protect your brain and thrive well into your later years. If this is the kind of content you care about, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. It helps our team stay motivated to research, write, and create more videos that truly support your health, independence, and longevity. Now, let's begin. 1. Challenge your brain daily, like a muscle. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Just like walking keeps your legs strong, mental activity keeps your mind sharp, especially after 65. You don't need to become a chess master or go back to school. What matters is doing something new or slightly challenging every day. This could be solving a crossword puzzle, trying a word game on your tablet, reading a book outside your usual genre, or even learning how to use a new app on your phone. Studies from the National Institute on Aging show that mentally stimulating activities help build cognitive reserve, your brain's ability to adapt and stay resilient even as it ages. Let me share a quick story. I once worked with a retired bus driver who began taking online painting classes at 72. Not only did it spark his creativity, it also improved his focus, coordination, and mood. He told me, "I feel more awake now than I did 10 years ago." So if you've ever thought, it's too late for me to learn something new, think again. Even 15-30 minutes a day of brain activity can help preserve memory, attention, and clarity. Your brain loves a good workout. Give it one every single day. 2. Move your body. Protect your mind. Most people think of exercise as something you do for your heart, your weight, or your blood pressure. But here's a truth many don't realize. Your brain needs movement just as much as your body does. When you move, your brain gets more oxygen and nutrients. Physical activity triggers the release of chemicals that help repair brain cells, reduce inflammation, and even grow new neural connections, all of which are essential for memory and thinking. You don't need to join a gym or run marathons. Simple, gentle movement is enough. Try walking around your block for 20 minutes a day, stretch in your living room, dance to your favorite music, garden, sweep the porch, take the stairs slowly. One of my patients, a retired librarian named June, started doing chair yoga at 74. She told me, "It doesn't just help my joints. I feel more focused, more confident, and surprisingly, happier." Research from the Mayo Clinic shows that seniors who exercise regularly have a significantly lower risk of developing dementia. So don't wait. Start small. Move gently, but move. Every step you take is a gift to your brain. 3. Respect your sleep. It's brain fuel. Have you ever woken up feeling groggy, confused, or just not quite yourself? That's no accident. Your brain does some of its most important work while you sleep. During deep sleep, your brain clears out waste, consolidates memories, and resets the mental systems you need to focus, remember, and think clearly. But here's the problem. As we get older, sleep becomes more fragile. Many seniors experience light sleep, frequent bathroom trips, or early wake-ups. And over time, this can add up to mental fog, forgetfulness, and even higher risk of dementia. According to the Alzheimer's Association, poor sleep is linked to increased buildup of beta amyloid, a protein associated with Alzheimer's disease. So how can you sleep smarter? Try these habits. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m. Keep your bedroom cool, quiet, and dark. Avoid screens an hour before bed. And most importantly, don't just dismiss bad sleep as normal aging. Your brain needs quality rest to function at any age. Treat your sleep as sacred. It's not just rest, it's restoration. 4. Eat like your brain depends on it, because it does. We often think of food as fuel for our body, but every bite you take also feeds your brain. The brain is a high-energy organ. It runs on nutrients, and when those nutrients are poor, your thinking, focus, and memory can suffer. There's one diet in particular that researchers love: the Mind Diet, a blend of the Mediterranean and DASH diets. It was designed specifically to reduce the risk of Alzheimer's. And guess what? Older adults who follow it closely may lower their risk of cognitive decline by up to 50%. So what should you eat more of? Leafy greens like spinach and kale, at least 6 servings a week. Berries, especially blueberries, 2+ times per week. Nuts, whole grains, olive oil, beans, and fatty fish like salmon. And what to avoid? Fried foods, butter, red meat, cheese, pastries, and processed snacks. You don't need to be perfect. Just make small, steady changes. I always tell my patients, you can't eat your way to genius, but you can eat your way to clarity. 5. Stay social, because isolation hurts the brain. We often focus so much on diet and exercise that we forget loneliness is also toxic to your brain. Research from Harvard and the CDC shows that social isolation increases the risk of dementia by nearly 50%. That's not a small number. Being alone too often, especially after retirement or losing a spouse, can cause the brain to become less active and less connected. Our brains are wired for interaction. We need connection, laughter, conversation, and even a little disagreement now and then to stay mentally sharp. One of my clients, Mr. Brooks, lost his wife and stopped going to community events. His memory began to slip. But once he joined a men's walking group and volunteered at the local library, something changed. His thinking got clearer. He smiled more. He became himself again. Try a weekly phone call with a friend, joining a book or garden club, attending faith services or community events, volunteering. It's never too late to reconnect. Your brain needs people, just like your heart does. 6. Keep learning. It's never too late to grow. You've lived a rich life, but that doesn't mean you've stopped growing. One of the most powerful ways to keep your mind sharp is to stay curious. The brain has a wonderful ability called neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire and adapt, even in your 70s, 80s, or beyond. Learning something new, whether it's a skill, a hobby, or even a story, strengthens these connections and builds cognitive reserve. And no, it's not about going back to school. It could be as simple as learning how to use a smartphone feature, taking up painting, writing, or piano, watching historical documentaries, doing puzzles, games, or brain training apps. A study from the University of Texas showed that older adults who learned quilting or digital photography for just 3 months had significant memory improvement. You don't have to master anything, you just have to try something new. Because when you learn, you stay engaged. And when you're engaged, your brain comes alive. Protect your emotional health. It impacts memory more than you know. We often think memory loss starts in the brain, but sometimes it begins in the heart. Depression, anxiety, grief, and chronic stress. All of these can cloud your thinking, make you forgetful, and sap your motivation. They don't just make you feel low, they actually interfere with how your brain processes and stores information. That's why your emotional health is just as important as your physical health. If you've felt more irritable or withdrawn than usual, trouble concentrating or sleeping, a lack of interest in things you once loved, these could be more than just aging. They could be signs your mind is overwhelmed. The good news? There's help. Try speaking with your doctor or a counselor, journaling your thoughts and feelings, spending time in nature, practicing breathing or mindfulness, connecting with someone who truly listens. Healing emotionally can help clear the fog mentally. Your mind is powerful, but your heart is the doorway to its clarity. If you're over 65 and worried about losing your edge, I want you to hear this. You are not powerless. You have more control over your brain health than you've been told. Every walk you take, every book you read, every puzzle you solve, every call you make, it all adds up. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Start small. Start today. And most importantly, believe that it's never too late to grow stronger. If you found this helpful, give it a like so more seniors can see it. Subscribe for more senior health tips, motivation, and practical advice every week. And share this with someone you care about, because brain health is better together. Take care of your mind. It's your most precious asset. See you in the next video.